Manchester actually went mad defending.
I think it's like
people deluded. I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on.
Just as Ian Wright said there, people deluded, I'm back again. First things first, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Hope you've all had a great week. Hope the weekend and next week is even better, and I hope you and your loved ones are in good health. As usual, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to comment any thoughts throughout this video. Smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't, people. Appreciative of all your support. Now, this Declan Rice stuff, as I always say, until things are signed on the dotted line, I's are dotted, T's are crossed, contracts are legally blinding, people are holding scarves and shirts and telling us they grew up watching Henry, Ian Wright, Bergkamp, Vieira, Campbell, and so on and so forth. Big up Tony Adams as well. Nothing is decided, but it seems like Arsenal are trugging along with the signings of Timber and Declan Rice, and they would complete, additions after Kai Havertz has officially been confirmed, and that's 3 good signings for the football club based on the fact that Mikel Arteta identified all 3 as players that he wanted as his top targets and players that can help us move forward. Hopefully, where outgoings are concerned, we're going to see more progress in that so we can recoup some finances that obviously, you look at 65, 70 odd million on Havertz, 105 million on Declan Rice, a 40-ish million pound euro, 40 million pounds / 40 million odd euros for Timber. That's quite the outlay. As we know, the Parteys, the Xhakas, the Tavareses, the Lokongas, the Pepes, the even Thomas Parteys, the Kieran Tierney's, so on and so forth, are going to be linked with moves away. I don't think we'll get all the players we want gone. Some will probably go on loan. Rob Holding's been linked to go in Turkey on loan. Cue the Turkey jokes with Rob Holding. But nonetheless, apparently Declan Rice, Sky Sports have said, and a number of people for that matter, on Declan Rice, Arsenal and West Ham still discussing structure of a £105 million deal for England midfielder. West Ham and Arsenal are yet to finalise a deal for midfielder Declan Rice. Fee of 105 million has been agreed in principle. Pardon me, but there's still work to do before the clubs find a resolution over payment structure. Hopefully we can see that progress within the next 24 hours, but the positive is we've got an agreement. Now it's just about working the inner mechanics of the deal, for West Ham, when they're actually going to get the money, how quickly can they recoup the bulk of this fee without Declan Rice doing too much, really, because if you're Arsenal, you're probably putting a bunch of clauses. We'll give you X and we'll give you the majority of the payment over a certain period of time, which West Ham probably want it in shorter payments and more money. Obviously, where Declan Rice is concerned, if he wins individual honours, obviously playing for Arsenal, and obviously if Arsenal keep qualifying for the Champions League, potentially win the Champions League and the Premier League and any other cups, whether we're able to do that's another thing. But you can imagine those are sort of incentives in the contract for West Ham to get X amount, and there's probably inner workings to do. So hopefully that's being done. No deal has been agreed yet to take Declan Rice from West Ham to Arsenal as talks continue over the payment structure of the transfer. As we know, it's been agreed in principle, people. Apparently, the overall fee is not an issue. It's been agreed in principle. While there's still a willingness from all parties to get it done, there is still work to do before the clubs find a resolution. Rice is now free to discuss personal terms and have his medical with Arsenal. So if he can discuss personal terms and a medical, that means there's a willingness from all parties to get this deal done and move it along in the right direction. The transfer breaks down as an 100 million initial fee plus 5 million in performance related add-ons. Arsenal have already had 2 club record bids rejected by the Irons. As we know, we've had a 90 million pound region bids rejected. He will be our highest ranking player, people, after Nicolas Pepe was signed for 72 million. And under Mikel Arteta, that'll be your second big money signing per se, following Kai Havertz. As you know, Rice has spent his professional career today at West Ham. He's won the trophies, become the captain, and he stands to become, the highest the most expensive English player, simply as you have it there. Currently is Jude Bellingham. On paper, after that, it is Jack Grealish. But if and when this move succeeds, then it is what it is. And it's quite interesting when you look at the success rates. I think Bellingham will be a success at Madrid, but we don't know. I think Arsenal will have a hit with Declan Rice, but we don't know. Grealish is looking a lot better in his second season than his first season at Manchester City. Harry Maguire, Man United had their pants pulled down. Jadon Sancho's yet to really show consistency, even though I believe in the lad. And for Arsenal, he'd be our most expensive transfer fee, really. Declan Rice pips ahead, assuming it happens, of Nicolas Pepe, Lacazette, Benjamin White, Partey, and Jesus. Now, Jesus has just started, but I think Jesus is a good player, but he needs to obviously score more goals. Lacazette was a good player for us, but he did not become that goal-scoring talisman we required. Pepe, simply put, didn't work out. Benjamin White, obviously, we paid a premium for him, and, you know, the price tag doesn't really matter because he's doing what he's doing now. Partey has been good for us and on occasion been great, but not really played to that consistency. So in terms of flops, really and truly, Nicolas Pepe, it's not all his fault, but I'd say of that list, Nicolas Pepe is the only flop. I would not quite say Lacazette was a flop, but incredibly underwhelming, really. So bordering on that flop. Benjamin White, he's calm. Partey, calm. Jesus, calm. Declan Rice for me will be calm as well. Apparently, David Solomon said a gentleman's agreement meant Rice could leave despite having a year left on his deal. So hopefully they honor that. He played 50 games last season, people, as West Ham, unfortunately, in the Premier League finished 14th and they won the Conference League. They actually won more games in that competition than actually in the Prem. So for West Ham, it's great they've won a trophy and things, but I wonder how much that trophy clouds what has been a testing season. And for West Ham, if they don't want to finish 14th, which a club like West Ham should be at least a top 10 side pushing in on Europe, get this move done, sorted. Give us Declan Rice, take your money. And, you know, they've been linked with Paulinho, Ward-Prowse, people like that. Go and sign these players if that's what you want to do. They've actually been linked with Nuno Tavares. For me, Tavares is the best left back at the Premier League, in the Premier League, and the best one at Arsenal. You know, Zinchenko and Tini have nothing on him, really and truly. Let's pause the Declan Rice transfer for a second. Let's discuss you potentially, you know, taking Tavares. Now, we'd normally quote other people 50 million for Tavares, but if you can give us 25 million, we'll get it done tomorrow, people. So we'll have to see exactly what happens there. Again, Arsenal's 105 million Declan Rice transfer delayed as West Ham reject Arsenal's multi-year payment plan. They're still waiting for Arsenal to find a compromise. Apparently, Sun Sport has been told by sources that the ball is in Arsenal's court. Hopefully, we don't fumble at the title race, in it, people. Personal terms. This article actually said personal terms have already been discussed. As you know, medicals would probably be a formality, but you need to get this fee agreed, people. Hamish Chiefs want it all by early 2025, whereas Arsenal would prefer to stagger it across a 5-year period. And you know what? The initial austerity measures at the football club, Arsenal are probably looking at the benefits now because we can be a bit more ambitious in the transfer race, people. It's not expected to become an issue that will derail the move, and a settlement is said to be very close. So hopefully, you know, that would be quite the end of the week. It's been quite a good week for Arsenal, you know, moving closer. Obviously confirmed Havertz. Timber seems like we're moving over the line. Declan Rice as well. Obviously, young Ethan in the academy has committed his future, signing a scholarship deal, and probably it's a formality. He'll get his first pro contract if and when he turns 17 next year. So let's see what exactly is going on there. This article just grabbed my attention. I want to see what it's saying in relation to Lavia, people. That's all Declan Rice. PSG allegedly are prepared to wait for Mikel Arteta, people, where we've been linked with Arda Güler, who, if you read reports, seems dead set to join Barcelona next year. Their chairman, Laporte, has been speaking. Tavares is eyed by West Ham. Balogun doing the attention-seeking stuff on social media again. He said it is time. That could be in relation to America or making a conclusion on where his future lies. Arsenal allegedly have already fallen behind Liverpool and Chelsea in the race to sign Southampton midfielder Lavia, as you can see there. Apparently, he's rated at between 30 and 40 million. Apparently, we've lost ground because we've been focusing on Declan Rice, people. Fabrizio Romano on the Declan Rice saga said a day of silence because West Ham and Arsenal are still working on payment terms. As I told you yesterday, West Ham want the payment of 100 million to be paid in 18 months. Arsenal are offering 4 years, so there's still distance. All parties are now more relaxed because there's an agreement on the fee. It's going to be 105 million pounds. So all parties are way more relaxed. They know they can take their time, but Rice and Arsenal remain a deal at the final stage is set to be completed. So nothing to be worried about because Arsenal and West Ham are actively working to make it happen. And there's a feeling that Declan Rice is really, really buzzing to join Arsenal. So waiting for these steps of the deal, and then we'll have the here we go. And I think we're waiting for Romano, in fact, probably David Ornstein, to say that. Once again, he said West Ham and Arsenal are still working. While I'm speaking on payment terms, all parties are now more relaxed because there's an agreement on the fee. So as you can see there's a feeling Rice is really, really buzzing to actually join Arsenal. Ornstein has said Arsenal need to get that structure of payment in place, having had a fee accepted. I suspect they will, and this should be wrapped up. It might not be tomorrow imminently, but I'd imagine so in the next days or next week. Hopefully, what a way to start the new month as we bordering into July, people. So we'll have to see, really and truly. if we can get this done. Arsenal are expected to officially confirm Pablo Mari is departing the football club. So that's 6 million recouped after obviously Monza stayed up and he had an obligation to buy. Arsenal have an agreement in place for Reece Nelson on a new 4-year deal with the option of a 5th. He's currently on holiday in Tenerife in Spain, and that, like Saliba, is expected to be officially confirmed if and when, well, it's a case of when they return to London goalie, really. Pardon me, Ornstein has said, the last I heard, Arsenal were coming back to West Ham on how payment structure would work, and all parties are working on a compromise. The way things are going, Arsenal fans can be very excited. Once again, you know, West Ham have been linked with Tavares. Should have thrown him in. Maybe we did and tried to knock couple pounds off the payment structure. I don't think Arsenal will let this one go, says Ornstein. I think all parties are working towards a compromise. Arsenal need to get the structure of payments in place, having had a fee accepted. That's what he said. And if you look at this, Donny, very quickly, people, I know art is subjective, but look at the background. Ornstein's got football. My man's got some artwork that's quite graphic, in it, people. You know, my man, you didn't want to throw a towel or something over that. There's still no agreement over payment terms for Rice's proposed move to Arsenal, says Simon Stone. There's a feeling that it will happen, says Romano. Looking at Timber, people, allegedly only the medical examination. This is a report out of Holland, his homeland. Only the medical examination stands in the way of the announcement of the dream transfer for Timber to Arsenal. As you can see there, apparently it'll be for 47 million people. Well, apparently there's an agreement for 42 million euros, which could rise to 47 million euros. So it appears that we're moving closer. It appears personal terms won't be an issue. Allegedly, we've agreed a fee verbally for Timber with Ajax rising to 40.5 million pounds, people. And that would be our second bid. So yeah, hopefully it gets done. Credit to Ajax in that regard. Romano on the Timber deal has said it's now at final stages, as revealed earlier, but no medical has been scheduled yet. And there are still some details to clarify between the clubs. Looks like a matter of time, and then Mikel Arteta will have one more top signing, more to follow. So you've got Havertz, assuming we get Rice and Timber. Does that mean, you know, Timber will be done before Rice, or does that mean there's another big money signing or play? You know what? I don't like to say big money, a player that can really boost us up a level in the works for Mikel Arteta. Who knows? That was a follow-up tweet from Romano. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts. That's a follow-up tweet for which he initially said Arsenal and Ajax are now entering in the final stages of talks for Timber. Deal progressing after 45 million euros / 48 million pounds bid submitted on Monday. Parties are now getting closer, but there's still some points to be discussed, people. So yeah, apparently all that matters now is examinations, medicals, and the things like that. Says it there. So we'll have to see, really and truly, for what happens with the 22-year-old there. We've been linked with Sasha Boy since the window started, and we've been relinked with him. Apparently he's keen to sign for the Arsenal, and apparently, you know, some reports say that these reports are actually wide of the mark. So we'll have to see exactly what's going on there. What's 90 minutes saying here? It's just really talking about Timber again and Rice again. Really, so there's nothing Arsenal focused. So yeah, don't forget to let me know your thoughts. Again, hopefully we get over the line where Timber and Rice are concerned, and any other bids for any other players. Hopefully we can get a move on, you know, and clarify futures of players that have been linked away. You know, a bunch of players at Arsenal, you know, Tierney, Xhaka, Partey, Tavares, Lokonga, Rob Holding, Runnison, so on and so forth. And there's probably a bunch of names I've forgotten. So yeah, let me know, Eddie and Ketty or Balogun. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Comment, like, subscribe. Check out the rest of the vid. Stay blessed. Happy Friday, folks. I'm out.
There's always just that active red man defending.
I think it's like